Hello and welcome to Fresh Face One Shots. My name is Joey.
I'm Jacob.
And today we are back with the Uncanny X-Men by Gail Simone. Today we are finishing our crossover event with X-Men by Jed MacKay with Raid on Grey Malkin Part 4. This is issue number 8 of the Uncanny X-Men. First off, love the cover. Fantastic cover. Probably our best group shot cover that we've had. I did also love number 7 as well, but I love even more. This is great. So here we go.
Before we get into this, interestingly, dear viewers, because this is only on video. For this, Joey was in my DMs, largely in between. Well, not so much into. It may have also been over conversations. Concerned that Gail Simone wouldn't stick the landing.
Here's the thing: there are still problems with this issue, but Gail Simone stick the landing.
There are some issues.
There are some problems. There are still some problems. I think. Okay. Here's the thing: you need to have watched our last X-Men video to understand what the fuck we're talking about right now. Essentially, we had some shaky feelings after the end of X-Men number 9, and we were a little worried about how the event would end. There are still some unfortunate things that Gail Simone has to work with, just by the nature of what this event did, what it set up, what she has to work with to sort of wrap up here. But it's Gail
as well as
so of course
we should also be clear who we're placing the blame on, because it's also not Jed MacKay's fault. This entire event.
Here's the thing: I rewatched our video from the last issue, and I love the bit still when you're like, Marvel editorial, I'm talking directly to you right now.
Still talking directly to Marvel editorial. Stop.
I'm aware you are.
Please stop. I am not looking forward to March. That's going to kill me specifically.
Yeah. But in the meantime, let's finish this event. So here we go. We've got our opening here, where we're focusing mostly on our character Scurvy. I don't really know who Scurvy is outside of this. I'm guessing he's a new character. He seems like a very new character.
I think he's new. Yeah. I just googled him real quick. He's new. He was created for this event. There's a lot of things created for this event. I mean, Horana Ellis was created for this, for this run and this event specifically. And I will say, reading this, oh my God, the fact that this issue is coming so close after the callback that Rogue makes to Dr. Ellis about Sarah Gaunt, I'm like, could editorial not hold off and let both MacKay and Simone get a little bit more under their belt before doing this? I do like our opening here where we see how Scurvy met Dr. Ellis. We get the implication of a relationship between the two of them before he was turned into what he is today. Also, we get a fantastic. It's almost a those great title pages from Manipul and Bucalato's Flash. That's what this kind of reminds me of. This Raid on Grey Malkin Part 4 thing, where it's sort of coming out from these psychic waves of Scurvy. Very fun for title page. We get mostly what we're getting here is a battle between Xavier and Scurvy, a mental battle between the two of them. We have Javier Garan on art again for this one, who's doing some really great things here, but still drawing a bit of a weird Wolverine that I'm just not a fan of. And also his Cyclops is a little weird. The hair needs to be poofier, in my opinion. Hair needs to be your one note, poofier hair.
Yes. I forget who it was. Someone was replying to Gail Simone on Blue Sky that there are a lot of smacks in this issue, and I'm glad I saw that reply before I read the issue, because there are a lot of smacks in this issue. People get smacked.
You're mentioning it. I'm like, a lot of people do get slapped.
People get smacked and slapped. On the very first page, we get a little smack. It even says smack.
It does.
But we get a mental battle between Scurvy and Xavier, and meanwhile, most of our X-Men are just kind of standing by and watching and making sure that nothing weird happens throughout all this. As Xavier and Scurvy talk about their history, not really history, how they are related. They seem to be sort of very much cut from the same cloth of psychic mutants. Even somehow related to Harvey from back in our first issue of Uncanny.
We're introducing this idea, they're given a name. I can't remember if it's here or later on in the issue, of this group of 5 psychic mutants that
Scurvy's a part of, Harvey was a part of,
one of which
Xavier's apparently a part of.
Yeah, which is definitely, we're adding some new things to Charles Xavier history, which is fascinating. Another one of these 5, I'm guessing, is our mysterious inmate X, which we still do not have an identity on by the end of this issue. But still, fascinating. Great to see. It's great to see. While I don't love the idea that these runs have to constantly be working in tandem on these things, I would rather they do their own things personally. I do at least like that there is this sort of larger goal being set up here for the 2 runs, and at least something to somewhat justify their crossovers, because we have this crossover here, we have another crossover coming up in March, which features a lot of other X titles other than just Uncanny and X-Men. But whatever. We get some great moments.
There's also this reveal that Charles Xavier has cancer, and he's dying of cancer.
Yes.
Which, hey,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's. Yeah. Hey, Marvel editorial.
How
Why do I feel like
Charles Xavier had cancer?
That, but also, who are you forcing to continue this cancer plot? I'm curious.
Yeah. I all things considered, I do hope Simone is handed the reins on this. I feel like
Simone who I think it's going to be.
It's gonna be fucking McKay, and I know
it's gonna be McKay.
Okay. Here's the unfortunate rant I need to go on. You can watch all my videos on Jed McKay's X-Men. I have not been loving that run. It's fine. It does a fine enough job of what it needs to do. I just have not been loving it.
I know you like Jed McKay as an author.
That's what I was just gonna say. Because I fucking love Jed McKay. His fucking Moon Knight is revolutionary. I don't know. I'm so conflicted. Let's get back into it. So we get some great little bitch fighting between Cyclops and Rogue here. Another slap because Rogue slaps Cyclops. It's great. We're focusing a lot here on their the friction between these 2 teams resulting in their feelings on Xavier, but also this need to make sure that everyone's all right, to have somebody like watching over these 2, because shit can turn really, really bad at a moment's notice.
There's some things I really love about the fight. I love that Scott's the one to bring up, you brought kids into a war zone, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think she could have stopped the Outliers coming, because they're all clearly just as strong-headed as she is.
Mm-hmm.
And then Rogue is also fighting back with, you have fucking Magneto on your team?
Yeah.
You're not going to be Professor X?
Which is fascinating, because on the whole, bringing kids into a war zone thing, it really is representative of I think, their feelings on Charles Xavier, the guy that sort of took them all in and brought them up this way. Rogue is the one more in line with Charles's teachings and wants to believe in him, and so she is the one doing very much the kind of things that Scott still disapproves of in regards to how they took his teachings to heart, or rather tried to reject them in Scott's case. I really love that. I think it's just a great comment on that.
I do love how they're paralleled. Even it's okay, well, we still have to take charge. What do we do next? Okay, we're 2 teams. We can, Scott's gonna watch Charles, Rogue's gonna watch Scurvy, and it's we need to have someone from each of our teams to just try to get everybody else out. It's well, who do we do? They say Magic and Wolverine together. It's
at the exact same time, which is great, because I love this. I wish it was a little bit longer. I love this little character moment that Miss Simone writes between Magic and Wolverine immediately after. They're very fun together. And also, what is with Garen's Wolverine? It's so fucking weird. He's so bulky, and I don't know. Whatever. We get Rogue and Gambit reunited, which is lovely to see. I also love
some tiny moments with Death Dream and Jitter, in between all of this, Death Dream vomiting from just the psychic attack.
Yep. Jitter fangirling over Magic, which I love. Great to see that. Also, throughout all this, we're getting a great sort of how we're sort of representing this mental battle between Scurvy and Xavier. Is they have these sort of holographic, large non-physical forms of themselves fighting each other, and that they're showing it as a physical fight, as really this is all just happening in their minds. It's a cool way to represent it. I like it. we're also getting Dr. Ellis then sort of intruding on this battle between them. We have this fantastic 2-page spread that Garen gets to draw of our 2 X-Men teams united and standing up to Dr. Ellis, with the unfortunate problem of Ellis still kind of has them cornered despite her being so outnumbered. There's also this really sad moment that I really love here of how Ellis has these mutants that are working for her under her control. She turns to Blob and asks him to recite the pledge, which is, "I was born unworthy and am prone to evil. It was not my doing, but I cannot be saved. I am a mutant and the shame of our race." Just really, really chilling stuff. I think that really shows, like, just in a weird way, how even through small victories like this, and even then this whole event isn't really a victory, Ellis still kind of has a chokehold on the mutants at the moment, and it's a shame to see. But again, we're still mostly setting up for things that are coming later. We also get a little tease of Sarah Goth still being in Ellis's control, being in one of her cells. We sort of end our mental battle between Xavier and Scurvy, with Xavier winning technically, but Xavier still agrees to be kept in Grey Malkin to secure for the safety of his X-Men. I fucking love the moment that Simone writes here, sort of playing off of the "To Me, My X-Men," him saying, like, "I still believe in you, from me, my X-Men." Just great.
It's also. It might be. I think it might be Simone and McKay working in and they want to try to rehabilitate Charles Xavier, because I know we've done some shady shit, especially recently, like in the Krakoa era. I don't know exactly what.
Yeah.
Hey,
once again,
viewers,
wonderful commentaries that have been so helpful. Once again, please. What the fuck is up with Charles Xavier?
Right, especially
that's the X-Men question for today.
It's a difficult part of trying to read modern Marvel comics. You're not going to get everything. But I also,
here's the thing, though. I guarantee you, we're not going to be having these problems again once we go back to just Uncanny, not crossing over with things, because Simone is really good with onboarding new readers.
She is. We also completely glossed over the 2-panel reunion between the Outliers. Just Calico being saved and bringing Ransom and Deathstream in for this hug, and it's amazing. I'm super excited that the next issue is going to be hopefully all Outlier focused. It's also going to be. Despite kind of an anticlimax to the issue, like the resolution is, both teams are teleported away, even though Rogue and her team still wants to fight, because we've run out of time, and there's another crossover happening in March. That's quite literally why.
Yeah.
Well, this makes her a really fun villain of, I have a satellite aimed at both of your home bases that I'm willing to wipe off the fucking map. Like, he's cold. I want a little more focus on her in the future too, just because.
Yeah. I Simone clearly has plans for her in the future, and I'm excited to see.
We haven't quite seen what makes her tick yet. And we need
excited to see that. Excited to find out. We had a little standoff between Rogue and Cyclops, but with Beast and Gambit being the ones to sort of hold them back from their respective teams, and just realize that, like, first off, also they both kind of acknowledge that if the fight were to happen, Rogue would fucking win, because she would.
She would, yeah. Like.
And so our teams go their separate ways, and Ellis comments on that nobody can find out who Inmate X is or what's going on, and that is
Inmate X is the last of the 5 avians, which is what they're calling this group of 5 super powerful psychics.
Who's the 4th?
I don't know. They say he's the last of 5 because it's Scurvy, it's Xavier, it's Harvey X.
There's a 4th in there, I'm guessing. They're not referring to Jean, are they? No.
Maybe.
I
mean, it's
possible. I don't know. Anyway,
here's the thing.
I should read the Phoenix miniseries.
You've been reading, obviously McKay's X-Men. And that hasn't mentioned this, so I don't know. I don't know who the fourth is, because it says 5, and it says that they. I read this thing twice.
Unless we don't know who the fourth is either. So
it's possible.
Which is certainly possible. But
it's possible.
I guess we'll find out. We'll find out eventually.
You know, if I'm going to place a bet, maybe Jean Grey, because.
I mean, if we're talking powerful psychics in Marvel Comics, I mean, Jean Grey is probably the most powerful. So
that also means we're giving Jean Grey cancer, because they all have cancer.
Yeah.
Which,
it's such a weird thing. Oh god. Again, Simone did what she could. All things considered, this is a great fucking issue. Great
issue. Honestly, genuinely, despite everything, good crossover. Like
yeah, very good. And I guess we'll see where it all goes in the future. Thank you all so much for joining us. Be sure to check out other Fresh Face one-shots that we do. We cover Superman by Joshua Williamson, Wonder Woman by Tom King, Batman... we're done with Batman.
You did it! You did it!
I knew I would do it. I knew the first one-shot we recorded after we finished Brave and the Bold. I would still say it. We finished Batman and Brave and the Bold. The last issue of that, our video on that is out. You should check that out. It was a great last issue. We're also covering Batman, The Long Halloween, The Last Halloween, the end of the Long Halloween saga. We are also covering this, The Uncanny X-Men by Gail Simone. We'll go back into normal issues soon. And I personally cover X-Men by Jed McKay on Fresh Face Solos, which I'm sure will be interesting for the next 2 months. So yeah, check that all out when it comes out. And also check out the main podcast, Fresh Face Comics. We're covering Suicide Squad stuff currently. Our last episode on that current block comes out tomorrow at the time of this video coming out. And then we're moving into some other things that Jacob doesn't know yet. So there's that.
I have guesses.
You have guesses, and I wish you the best of luck with those guesses. Also, check out our link trees. Our link trees will be in the description below. As always, you can follow us wherever you want to follow us. Blue Sky would be appreciated. Subscribe to the channel, Blooded Studios. Any other support is greatly appreciated. Thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, this has been Joey Morgan.
Jacob Licklider.
Goodbye.
Bye.